After 8 years of full-time living in an RV, we've discovered some things we like and the things that we don't like. And we also discovered something that we were afraid we wouldn't like, we ended up liking.
What are some of the things that you like about RV living or don't like about RV living? The first thing we like about RV living is freedom.
The freedom is just amazing. The open spaces and the quiet and the solitude, it's just wonderful.
You get $1 million views out your window when you're living this kind of lifestyle.
Yes, we actually picked an RV that has a big back window so we can sit in the back and we can look out at the beautiful views.
And we also like the fact that the cats can travel with us wherever we go. Before, when Sharon and I would go on vacation, we couldn't take the cats with us. We would either have to have somebody that we knew take care of them or hire somebody. Now, wherever we go, we take the cats right with us.
It used to be hard to leave them and be away from them for an extended period of time. Today we have joining us Henry. Alexander is back here. Seymour is out in the other room, in the living room.
The second thing that we like about RV living is travel.
I spent my whole life living in New York, and Sal spent most of his life in New York. Hearing about places like California, all the way across the other end of the country, and I never dreamed that I would actually be able to see California. It just seemed like it was too hard. And now we've spent probably 2 or 3 months in California. I remember seeing on the news that there was flooding and tornadoes in Oklahoma and Texas, and I saw a video of a lady who found her cat in the rubble of her house, and she found him a few days later after the storms had hit. And I just remember thinking, like, oh, I wonder what Oklahoma's like. And now we've driven through Oklahoma, across Oklahoma several times. We actually have a pike pass. We have a toll pass because we go through there so much. And we've stayed in Oklahoma for probably at least a month, if not 2 months. So it's just really incredible to see these places and get to spend extended amounts of time there.
It's something we would not have done before without this lifestyle. The third thing we like about RV living is friends and community. We've met so many people when we started doing this lifestyle and made so many different friends. A lot of the people we meet, most of them actually, have the same interests, and we've just made so many incredible friends. There's also meetups that we go to. There's Christian meetups that we've been going to now, I think, for the last 3 or 4 years, and the people we've met there are lifelong friends, and we just enjoy interacting with them, and it's just so much fun, and it's a blessing.
And also we've traveled with a tribe, and that was very interesting to do. We learned so much when we did, and we made some friends through the tribe too.
The fourth thing we like about RV living is simple living. It's great to get away from the rat race and not be a part of that. It's a much simpler lifestyle, much more relaxed. One thing that came along with living in a house was having to keep up with the Joneses and buying stuff. In this lifestyle, you really don't have to keep up with the Joneses or buy stuff. I guess some people might. You just buy what you need and you don't have to try to impress anybody.
Part of living simply is being more into experiences than stuff. We have so many wonderful memories of all the places we've gone and the things we've seen, and that's so much better than any stuff that we could have, and stuff weighs people down, and clutter just doesn't feel good. And the people we meet are down to earth. I've noticed that, haven't you?
I have also, yes. The fifth thing we like about RV living is living cheaply. If you know how to do it, you don't have to spend a lot of money in this lifestyle. There's so many benefits that come with not having to have a payment for something.
Some ways that we live more cheaply in this lifestyle is we belong to a few different clubs. When we travel to Arizona, it cost us about $1,000 in fuel. Our truck uses diesel, and it costs us about $1,000 to get there and to get back. And that's our biggest expense. We try to stay at places that are free or cheap to stay at. We belong to Passport America, Boondockers Welcome, and we stay at travel centers or rest areas. A rest area you can stay for one night. Most will let you stay overnight. You just have to be careful of not being too close to trucks or getting in the truck space, because the semis, they need those places to rest. A lot of places will have separate areas for RVs. Sometimes we'll go to a park through Passport America. They're usually half price, and they'll allow you to stay a day or two at the half price. And it costs anywhere from $15 to $30 for one night. Who wants to pay $40 or $50 or $60 for one night in an RV park if you're just stopping for the night and leaving? There's also Boondockers Welcome. Many people offer that, the ability to stay on their property for a day, two, sometimes three. So those are really nice ways to save some money, and we could probably do a whole video on how to live cheaply in this lifestyle.
The first thing we don't like about RV living is travel day challenges. A lot of times when you have to get ready to move, you have to pack up. Luckily, we don't have a lot outside that we put up, and so it's not horribly hard, but it's still a challenge. You have to get the cats all set. You have to get whatever is in the way out of the way, especially us, because we have a fifth wheel with slides, and it can be a little bit challenging and a little bit stressful sometimes, but it's not horrible.
And then we have to unpack it all when we get to our destination. We try to keep our travel days at around 200 miles, and that's pretty comfortable. But there have been times, due to wind or certain conditions, that we had to travel 300 or 400 miles, and that's a bigger challenge. 400 is a big challenge, and 300 is pushing it, but it's doable. But we don't like to do it very often. Also, sometimes we have to avoid bad weather. And I remember last season, I think we traveled about 1,100 miles in less than a week, because we were moving because of tornadoes and things like that. That was quite a challenge. And that even made us question this whole RV lifestyle.
The second thing that we don't like about RV living is potential noise. A lot of times if we go to a certain RV park or we're boondocking, somebody might try to park too close, or they might play music that's too loud, and that can be a little bit challenging sometimes.
Yeah, I have a sensitivity to noise, so it can be especially hard for me. One time we were boondocking at a casino. We were actually with some people from the tribe, and we had parked in a spot, and then two guys came and parked very close to us, right behind our back window, and they were facing away from us, and they had an industrial generator on the back of their RV. It wouldn't have been so bad, but they ran the generator all night long. It was really hard to sleep because it was so loud, and our friends from the tribe were parked a decent distance away. They were across from us, and they said the noise bothered them, and they didn't know how we tolerated it.
I know some people might say, well, you got wheels, move if something like that bothers you. But when something like that happens, like in the middle of the night and you're already in bed, it's not always that easy.
We always try to park far away from everybody because we don't want to infringe on somebody's space. I think the etiquette says to park at least 100 feet from someone. And we try to park even farther than that. We don't want to disturb anybody or bother them. We try to be quiet anyway, but we don't want to disturb anybody. And then in RV parks, there can be challenges with noise. Some people like to play their music loud, or whatever, make a lot of noise. So we prefer being out boondocking than being in an RV park, because everybody's so close together.
The third thing that we don't like about RV living is maintenance and upkeep. You have to maintain your RV and your vehicle, and sometimes things might need to be repaired. And so when you're on the road, you have to find a place where you can get those repairs done, or wherever you are, you have to make sure you have enough money saved up, because you have to make sure that everything is maintained properly. The fourth thing we don't like about RV living is cooking and dishes. It's a totally different world washing dishes in an RV than it would be in a house. And you have to learn how to spare water, how to conserve water when you're washing the dishes. And so that makes it a little harder. And because of our counter space, it's not always fun trying to prepare a meal. The fifth thing that we don't like about RV living is mail. We used to have a service in Quartzsite that we paid for that would receive our packages and mail in general for us. And we've also used the U.S. Post Office for that thing. We would just have a mailbox. We've also used Amazon boxes.
It's pretty easy to get the Amazon packages. That works out really well. The thing about getting a mailbox somewhere where you can collect your mail, especially in Quartzsite, is you kind of have to keep staying in Quartzsite all season. And we want to be able to move. We don't want to have to be in one place. Oh, look who's here.
Oh, hello, Simo.
Simo came to see us.
He's saying, what about me?
Here's Seymour, our third little kitty. And now we wanted to share the one thing that we thought we would not like at all about RV living, or we were afraid we wouldn't like it, and we turned out actually liking it. Seymour's tapping. And that is the space. We went from living in 1,000 square foot house into about maybe 300 square feet of RV. And we were really concerned about that. I remember when we decided to think about trying RV living, we were wondering if we could tolerate living in a small space. But we ended up liking it. And sometimes we actually feel like this RV was almost too big. It's a good size. And we felt like we could downsize. But I think we decided that we want to stay mostly with this, what we have.
It's more than enough for us. I think that when we were living in a house, there was a lot of unused space there, where here you don't have that.
And we have an open floor plan, and I think that helps.
What are some of the things that you like about RV living or don't like about RV living?
And if you haven't tried RV living or haven't been in an RV, let us know what you think you wouldn't like, or you would like.
Have you had any challenges with some of the things that we mentioned? I'm Sal, this is Sharon. We live in an RV with our 3 cats, Seymour, Alexander, and Henry. Please subscribe and also click like. Thanks for joining us and watching our video.